Alright, ladies and gentlemen, in the coming weeks, I will put up videos of my dad performing when he was very young. I believe I have some videotapes of him when he performed, and just as a tribute to my dad, because he was a great performer, and he should have been famous as far as I'm concerned. I really wished he had been famous, and it's a different time now with YouTube. You don't even need to do it. You could just be in the comfort of your own home. You don't have to worry about whether you decide to perform on stage. You never have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about contracts or legalities because YouTube takes all care of it. So, it's kind of nice. And my dad is on YouTube. He's on YouTube. Um, but 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 yes, and I will mention his name on YouTube once I get famous because I want him. Even though he obviously the money won't go to him, it'll go to his friends that had the channels with his video on it. And he's passed obviously, but I mean I'm very nice, right? Like to me, it's not a big deal that someone will get rich off my dad's performing. I'm just a nice person, I'm not too concerned about it. I don't think it's a big deal. And I mean, I would rather have people watch my dad perform and mention it than have someone else, say, have all these legal battles and say, oh, he the video was produced by someone else and they're getting all the money. Like for me, I don't like that's not a concern. Like if I could spread my wealth around, that's something that I like to do. I'm not a selfish person. So, I mean, I just, I just, I just wish it was under someone that I knew. But I mean, that's not a concern. My dad's friend will benefit from it. I'm sure he's thrilled that I'm mentioning that. I'm sure they're both thrilled. I'm not sure if it was the same person that did the video or not, but for me, it's just to get my dad's name out there and to talk about him and to bring up his legacy. He really wanted me to be a star. I was a late bloomer, and I think that really upset my parents. My mom never really got to see me do much of anything. When I was 26, I didn't do much of anything, so she never really got to see anything really that I did. I'm sure she would have liked Melina and all those things. Um, But I mean, but my dad never mentioned my channel. I don't even know if he saw it. I don't even know if he saw it or what he thought of it. I don't know. We never actually talked about it, which I was hoping we would. But I was more focused on his performing because he had performed for a long time, and I think for him, I was more than happy to talk about his performing and talk about him, and he was he is the kind of person that was very, wrapped up in his own world and things, in a good way. I mean, he was very successful. Everyone loved him, so why not? But I think it would have been nice for him to see my channel or talk to him about it. But I didn't want, for me, I'm not going to be like, oh, here's my channel and just, tell him about it. I mean, for me, it was my pleasure to always say to him, have a YouTube channel, go on YouTube, Dad, and perform. Want to see that. So it was more than my pleasure to say to him, you are the performer, you are great, you are this, you are that. I was always like that with him. I was always like that with him. So, like for me, it was never like, oh, he doesn't see me perform, it sucks. I wasn't too concerned about that. Um, I really did think he was going to live until his 90s. He was so healthy looking. He looked very, very healthy. He had gone through stuff, but I didn't think anything of it. I wasn't really worried about it. Um, but, but he was, super young looking. I mean, the great thing about what his experience was, I mean, obviously it's devastating, but he looked amazing all his life. Like I mean, like he was very, very lucky. That's a very lucky thing to have. So to perform was just like natural, you know. He wasn't, you know, people just loved watching him perform. They weren't, you know, he was easy on the eyes, you know. Some people age very, very badly, but and there's even heartthrobs in Hollywood that age very badly. Like a lot of them do actually. And so, you know, like he was he was great. I was very impressed. So I'm very happy that he had left his legacy, and what he would have wanted me to do was perform lots and have my own children and have them perform and everything. So I think he would have really liked that. And you know, I think it's really kind of the whole performing thing and everything made him very happy, and he was just such a joy. Everyone loved him. The one thing I really wish though was that his funeral was going to be um, going to have people there. Based on COVID, I don't even think anybody else can be there besides immediate family. So to me, it was just really upsetting to know that my dad isn't gonna have a huge funeral because he was very popular. He was a musician. Like I'm popular too, but I'm just beginning. Like he had already gone through the whole, you know, everyone watches him perform and everyone loves him. He had gone through that for many years already. So for me, it wasn't like I'm new to this, you know. So for me, I'm gonna go through that whole life where I'm gonna get all the attention and all this. But he was already there, you know. He already had that established. So um, anyway, thank you all for watching. You know, grieving is really tough. With my mom, I never really had this kind of feeling. I was younger. I was kind of like, you know, in my own world. And so I never really, you know, with my mom, I really loved her and she was amazing. But I never felt that, like, the grieving process was easier for me then. Like, right now, it's really tough for me. I'm crying a lot and having a hard time. So, I mean, I never really thought this was going to happen now. I thought for sure he's going to live a long time. And I really wanted to be famous by the time he was 90. You know, I want to be famous this year, but I wanted to be famous so that he could see that I was famous and that I would get him to be famous. Because he had always wanted that, you know, for him, he never had the recognition, he never had all the accolades that celebrities do, and I mean, it made him a better person. He was nice, he was a great person, but you know, I think it would have been really nice for him to see that he could get the accolades that other celebrities got, and you know, that I could help him do that would have been really nice. I think it would have been really great, but unfortunately that didn't happen. I really would have liked that to happen. That's what I wanted for him. But I mean, knowing that he created me, um, and knowing that he had a child that is just like him, I think that really brought him joy. You know, so to perform lots and do this is my pleasure for you guys, and it'll make him, you know, feel really happy up in heaven, feeling really good about it. I'm sure he would have been very proud. I really wish he had mentioned something about my channel, but he didn't. Maybe he didn't even know. I don't even know. I never told him. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Bye now.